yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't get in the way. There we go. All right, we're back with our first guest today, Jessica. And Jessica, what are you here to blab about today?
I am here to promote Carpe Nocturne magazine, which is a goth industrial steampunk magazine, and I am the contributing writer.
That's awesome. And where do you contribute, and where can people find this magazine?
It's www.carpenocturnemagazine.com.
You must spell that because it's not easy in this day and age for anyone to
Carpe is C-A-R-P-E, Nocturne magazine.
So Nocturne must mean night.
Seize the night.
Seize the night, like
That's
rue the day.
Yeah. Carpe diem is seize the day,
That's
and Carpe Nocturne is seize the night.
Ah, interesting. And what language is that?
Latin.
Do you speak Latin?
No.
Do you speak Latin?
That was it. You just saw it.
That was it.
That was it.
That's all you know.
Yeah, sorry.
So, cool. So, how long have you been writing for this paper?
I just started a couple months ago. I used to write for PhillyGothIndustrial.com, and actually, to me, this is the joys of Facebook, is they were scouting for talent, saw that I wrote for this website, sent me a message and said, I like what you do, we need people, would you like to come and write for the magazine? And I couldn't say no.
How cool is that? Wow.
So, but you get to hear like new music and stuff that that's about to come out, and you talk about new music and events too.
Yes.
What's some new music that you listen to or that you're listening to for upcoming stuff?
I have to review the new WhO CD, and
Great band.
they're a EBM industrial band, and basically most of it for me is scene oriented, like for New York and New Jersey. So like Necronet was here.
Yes.
I got the chance to talk to them.
Awesome.
My Parasites who are out of Philadelphia. I got
I
to
love
talk
that
to them.
name. My Parasites.
And Ninth Evolution.
Are they hard to get rid of?
Just hit them
I
with
don't know.
shampoo.
Also, Ninth Evolution, which is a big up-and-coming band down in Florida. I've gotten to talk to them. And then, of course,
That's exciting. So that's fun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I did a feature on DJ Fallen for the magazine for the fall issue. So
Nice.
Yeah.
And so I have a question. What made you pick goth? Are you just a fan of industrial music? Like, have you been a fan forever? Like, when did you fall into that genre?
I was kind of born a freak.
Okay.
Like my first, let's put it this way: my first album that I ever owned was Guns N' Roses' "Appetite for Destruction," and I was 7.
Now you think
And that sort of led me down my path, and even my
that album, I have to say, of all albums to mention,
classic.
yeah, and it went through all people. Like
Yes.
everybody has that album.
But
no matter
I
what.
saw that, and I was like,
Even the cover is adorable.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so cute as those cartoons on the cover. I mean, they're evilly adorable. You know.
yeah,
I know.
And
What's
I
your
just-
favorite song on that album?
it's so easy.
I love that song.
And Rocket Queen, you can't deny Rocket Queen.
I know. I remember the first time I ever saw Welcome to the Jungle, though. There was a channel called U68. I don't remember U68. Nobody remembers that. At like 2 a.m, it was like on VH. Not VH1. There was no VH. Well, there might have been.
It was
UHF.
Right.
Yes, it was UHF. Channel 68. I lived in an apartment with no cable on Mulberry Street with this like stupid television. And U68 was like the coolest channel. It was like all videos, and I remember seeing in like 2 a.m. this guy woke me up because my TV was on, and I hear, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And I always remember the first time I saw Welcome to the Jungle.
That's awesome.
It wasn't. I remember it.
Yeah, I kind of went from Guns N' Roses, and then when I was about 13, I heard Typo Negative. And that was the transition into
Yes, they get a little harder.
Oh,
Right.
goodness, you.
And
He's so cute, though.
I got a chance
They're from Brooklyn, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I have friends that have hung out with
He
them.
passed away, sadly, but I did get to meet him in 2007, and that was like the highlight of my life. But anyway.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
It's neat when you can meet your heroes.
It's so nice. Yeah, meeting you is one of them for me.
Aww.
Yeah, everyone who comes on this show is my hero. I swear to God, it's so much fun. So, where do you like to see the magazine going, and what else do you want to do with your writing?
I I just, my thing is that I want to expose the scene. I want to give people in the area more exposure because, this
you feel they're
magazine.
neglected?
Well, I feel that it kind of rose in the 80s and then it kind of took a downturn. And you got two different types of goths. You have the old school goths or you have the new 16-year-old cyber goths. So, like, the scene here is completely different from Philly. And I would love to sort of bring it all together and say, you know what, it doesn't matter if you listen to The Cure or if you listen to, like, Suicide Commando. We're all here for a general like.
Yes, I agree.
There's no reason to be like, oh, you wear
so they're
cyberfall,
elitists, and there's
Yes.
like cliques
Yes.
within the community.
Surprisingly, yes.
It's not surprisingly, it's just ridiculous in my mind.
There's a lot of gothy drama that goes on.
Yeah, are people talk and tell me, are you goth? I get asked that a lot, and I'm
No,
always
you're a
like,
rocker.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
You're a
like,
rocker.
what is goth?
You're a
Like,
rocker.
what is goth? I really want to know.
I say it's a frame of mind. That's
Yeah.
when someone asks me, I always say it's a frame of mind.
He doesn't look like typical goth. Like, when people find out what he does and what he listens to, they're like, but he's so clean cut. And it's like, okay, so he doesn't have a piercing sticking out of his
and
face.
vampire teeth sticking
Right.
out of his teeth.
Those are
Right.
put away. But
So yeah, it's image.
Not even image.
It's just personal
a frame,
preference.
It's, right,
it's how you
a frame
feel
of
too.
mind,
It's
right.
how you feel. Like
So what is goth?
Well, it's like it's different for everybody. It
Okay,
really is.
what's your?
For me, it's a standing up for what you believe in and loving the darker side of life.
So what's Satanism?
Satanism is a religion.
That's
They
a
don't
religion.
even believe in Satan, right? They
You know,
I-
worship themselves.
Satanism
I don't know, but I
themselves.
keep bringing this up because I met someone, like a blind, the most adorable blind person. I was walking down the street and he looked like he needed help crossing the street. There was like big puddles, and I was like, "Do you need help?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're talking." And he he let grab my arm, and he told me that he is a poet, and we were talking, and he told me he's a Satanist. And I said, "What is that?" And he says, "People have it all wrong.
Mhm.
Satanism is just that we like to indulge in anything, and we don't think anything's bad for you. People think that we want to kill people, and then it's not
No.
true.
It's-
So when you say that about goth, it sounds almost similar.
Everyone thinks that most goth kids are all tragic and they want to cut their wrists and stuff like that.
And
And
eat
we're like, no,
jazz
and we're like, no, that's emo kids.
Yeah.
And then,
And emo kids are not goth.
No.
Okay? There is a huge
separate.
Now, would you let them into your party?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
No.
I
So
would.
you're complaining
No.
about
He
cliques
would.
in the
I-
goth
You know
scene,
why?
but
I
then
would. I would.
Because they're when you go to the clubs, especially in Philly, they get very like, I don't know, they're more of the, which is, I think it's great, but their tastes in my eyes is completely different. They're two completely separate things.
Also, their mannerisms and how they act is completely.
and their hair.
No. It blends. Style can blend between the two. It's how they
It's their
act.
mind
usually.
thinking.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back for a skeleton from your closet. And
Mm.
today is National Seafood Bisque Day. Yes, that's what it is. So I have some seafood bisque here, and that's what the pretzels are for, to dip into the seafood bisque so you can taste what it's
Yes.
I think it sounds pretty good, right?
It can't hurt.
We'll be right back, yeah.
New York, New York, New